We're going to get started writing some React Native applications very soon, but first we need to do just a little bit of environment setup. So that's what we're going to do inside this section. We're just going to install a couple pieces of software to help us write React Native applications. Here's what we're going to do. First, we're going to install Xcode. Xcode is a program that is required to build React Native applications. Next, we're going to install, or if you already have it installed, we're going to update it, Node.js. After installing Node, we're then going to install a utility package called Watchman, which is highly recommended by the React Native team. And finally, and this one will be nice and easy, we're going to install the React Native command line tool. So we're going to do these one by one. Each of them is really just going to take a couple of clicks. Honestly, it's not going to be too bad. No complicated commands, anything like that. So let's get started. We're going to start first with Xcode. I'm running OS X right now, so I'm going to open up the Applications panel, and I'm going to find the App Store application. So I'm going to open up App Store, and then once inside, at the very top right, I can do a search for Xcode. Should be the very first result on the list. We'll open it up, and you could go ahead and install it. So if you have not installed it before, go ahead and install it right now. If you already have installed Xcode, but you see it, the button here that says update, I highly recommend you update Xcode as well. And so very shortly, I'm going to do an update here as well. So even if you have it installed, I do highly recommend that you do an update. All right, so that's step number one. All you have to do is click install button, and you're pretty much good to go from there. Nice and simple. The next thing that we need to install is Node.js. Node.js is a JavaScript environment for running JavaScript from the command line instead of in the browser. For us, we're going to use Node.js as a build tool, so it's really a dependency of React Native. Installing Node is very straightforward. At the command line, which I'm at right now, I'm going to run brew update. Brew is the homebrew command line tool, which is used for package dependencies or package management in OS X. So this is going to just go ahead and update homebrew, get all the latest versions, and then I can install Node with brew install Node. Now, if you've already got Node installed, which I do here as you can see, you can make sure that you have the latest version of brew installed by running brew upgrade Node, and then you could just execute the command. So if you are on anything lower than Node version 4, I highly recommend you do this, or you execute brew upgrade Node to do a quick update. After installing Node, you now have access to the NPM package manager. We'll talk a lot about exactly what NPM does, but let's just focus on doing some installations right now. We're going to now install the Node package manager. We're going to install Watchman first by using brew install Watchman. Brew install Watchman, like so. Again, as you can see, I've already got installed. Just go ahead and let it finish. And now, very last tool we need to install, almost done, I swear. We're going to run npm install -g React Native CLI. So for me, I've already installed this tool, so it should be pretty darn quick. In total, it is a very small tool anyways, so not too bad. We will talk a lot about exactly what NPM is and how to use React Native CLI later on in the course, but for right now, I just really want to be focused on getting started on our first project. So now we are finally ready to generate our first React Native application and then start writing some code in the next section. We're going to generate a React Native application by running the command React Native init, and then the name of our app. For the first one, it's going to be weekdays, like so. And then at the very end, we'll do --version. Version, there we go. 0.24.0. Do make sure that you add on the version on here as well. So I'll execute that, and this automatically starts building our first React Native project. Now this installation process usually takes a handful of minutes, so we're going to take a break right now and then continue in the next section where we will start working on our first application.